The following is a hockey podcast out of Vancouver and Surrey, British Columbia. It'll only consist of a lot of puck talk and even more BS, or in actual words, banter and satire. Enjoy, and as always, go Canucks go. The following is a hockey podcast out of Vancouver and Surrey, British Columbia.
Man, oh man. Just messing up all over the place. Is it true that Pettersson was not on the ice as an extra attacker at the least when we're down 2 goals with the net empty? What can we just lose normally? You know what? It's 3 games. Everyone chill that.
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Okay. Welcome to another episode of Locked On Canucks, another post-game version. As you know, we get organized on the other end, okay? 31 and a half years old, still learning how to use a remote, and still figuring out the other stream for that other post-game show. That being said, we're here with the people. Who cares about me? Let's talk about you and you and you and you and you and you. Your team has started off one of the most important seasons in franchise history, 0-1-2, a.k.a. they haven't won a game in 3 games, a.k.a. 2 of those games were against lottery teams, a.k.a. we just lost, again, our 3rd game, this time to a really good team in the Tampa Bay Lightning, okay? Somewhat of the San Antonio Spurs towards the end of what they were doing with Duncan, Kawhi, Ginobili, Parker. But who cares? Who cares? Because we lost. We lost again, and it's official. I don't want to say this. I wish Trevor was to blame for this, but this is unless he was injured. This is what Rick Tocchet's doing. Well, why isn't Pettersson on the ice 6-on-5 towards the end of the game? Am I seeing that right? Can somebody tell me I'm wrong? Slap me in the face, call me blind? It was all a blur. I watched the whole game. As soon as we had the extra attacker, they scored in the empty netter. It was all a blur. And then I get the texts and the messages, and then I see Jeff Pettersson tweeted out. And I'm like, no way. No way this is the game where you give Pettersson that type of a spotlight. Because in my opinion, as Kurt Richardson, I think, was saying earlier in the chat, one left to you and you and you and you. But man, oh man, the Pettersson talk, a.k.a. the Pettersson benching at the end of the game, is unwarranted when 20 other teammates played worse. Yes, in my opinion, especially in the last 40 minutes, Pettersson, after getting, called out by Justin Bourne after the first period, was engaged. He was like the Pettersson we know. Good in all areas, trying his best. His motor was just going off. Had a lot of chances, a couple swings and misses. The timing wasn't there, but he was engaged. You know what I'm saying? Look at this comment from Steven. Okay, is Pettersson dealing with a lower body injury? Is that what people are saying? Is that actually happening? Because, again, I don't think Tocchet would do that. Okay, you know what? I don't want to hear Pettersson's hurt. I could do the research for you right now, but I'm emotional. Can somebody in the comments let me know? Can one of you guys produce the show? I'm sorry. Because, man, oh, man, that makes a lot of sense. Again, I don't think Tocchet's making an example out of Pettersson in this game, game 3, in a game where he was actually competitive for, again, the last 40 minutes. Look at this comment from Michael L., man, saying Pettersson hasn't been good since Boudreau. Man, oh, man. Man, oh, man. Look at this comment by Jacob. Jacob, man, Nucks are cooked. You're usually positive, man. Japan, how you doing, man? It's been a while. I haven't seen you much in the Discord, okay? WTF was that? I wish I could swear. That's for the other stream. Subscribe below. We'll get the remote working, okay? Man, oh, man. Static official saying, where's our goal scoring? You know what? I'm just going to read the comments. You want me to break down this game? I'm emotional. At the end of the day, I could pick up moral victory after moral victory. I could put out all these good things like the Canucks did, right? Like their penalty kill was good. And, in the last 40 minutes, they competed. And, man, oh, man, we just lost, man. We just lost again. Sticky Nicky, though, saying it's 3 games in October, and 2 of those 3 games we did get points. And again, in this game, probably our most complete game. Not saying much, but again, the last 40 minutes, they were engaged. They were going at it. They were doing their best. Speaking of which, did I just say they were doing their best? I was about to talk about Sheila. Dude, I'm way too soft. Again, all over the place. Mitchell Palooza saying they did not look good, period. Okay, there's a standard here. They got to be better. 100%. They got to look more sharp. But I'm thinking that it's gonna again take a while. I've been saying that as well, and they're gonna have to find a way to I guess outscore their problems, but win games even while being a little inefficient, aka being a team that doesn't really have an identity because there's a lot of new faces. A lot of new faces. It's hard to be the same Vancouver Canucks when there's like 8 or 9 new players. Speaking of which, okay, Archie Bains, according to Daniel Pettersson, did not work on the top line. Tried to brusque Miller and Besser and move Höglander up with Pettersson. Archie Bains got 2 periods with the guys. I thought he looked decent in the first. He actually had a good chance in front of the net. And then 5-on-5 afterwards. A bit of a, how do I say this? A lackluster effort from everyone on that line up until like the last 5 minutes of the second period. Even when the team was doing better, it was the Garlands, the Höglanders, right? The Pius Suitors, the Petterssons, Miller, Besser, and Bains last of the bunch when it came to finding any sort of momentum for this Canucks team when they were down by a couple of goals. JT Miller, man, got to be a lot better. JT Miller, and you can slap me in the face for this, but hey, I didn't think so, but he looks like a dude who could have used some more preseason. It's okay, though. It's 3 games. It's 3 games, and I'm sipping tequila on a Tuesday at 6:55. Man. Getting emotional, man. Look at this one, okay? Get Pettersson off the power play. Do you want to be constructive right now? Should I do it? Because, man, oh, man, there were times, especially early on, where it felt as if the Canucks, they were maybe about to find their groove, and then they got a power play in that PP1. I think it was either in the second or late in the first. The PP1 just killed their momentum. And I'm starting to think that Trevor was right, maybe. Again, I'm searching for answers, but Trevor was saying how maybe this team should consider splitting up PP1 into, multiple units, thus creating a scenario where both Miller and Hughes and Pettersson get the puck a lot. You get what I'm saying? Maybe Pettersson's unable to find the groove, or it's harder for him to do so because he doesn't really get the puck that much on the power play. Am I just looking for answers? Am I just being nice to Pettersson? Again, the effort was there, man. The effort was there. He was trying hard. Nothing to show for, though. And in a game, right? In a game, we got to bring this up. In a game where Point and Kucherov, especially in the first 40 minutes alongside Gensel, the other Jake, right? They got Jake Gensel. We got Jake DeBrusk. What a trade. In a matter of minutes, it felt like. That being said, those 3 were just incredible. Play drivers. Making plays happen. And that's where I want to bring this up, okay, with Pettersson. It's cool. It's cool. The effort has to be there. And again, it did equate to, multiple scoring chances. But his ability to find his game so that he can be dominant every time he goes on the ice, and not just for the effort, for him putting some effort in and sweating, for him just making dynamic plays, having the game play at his pace, right? For him to slow the game down, for him to be a sinister with the puck, right? An assassin, for everyone just to be mesmerized at what he's doing. That's got to find a way to be more regular. Again, the effort is cool. Thanks for trying, but it's about doing. And the Canucks are not winning games, okay? They're not winning games. I know it's only been 3 games, but man, oh man, this is not how we saw it starting out. For real. Can anyone do some research for me? Is like, how was Pettersson's lower body injury? Like, what are we talking about here? Man, oh man. Man, oh man. Okay. Malcolm saying he can only watch chemistry build for so long because that's what we're doing here, right? A lot of new players, a lot of new faces. Tockett's got his hand on the blender, right? And he can't take his hand off of it. And no matter what, it's being pressed. We're seeing a lot of combinations, and it's not panning out, especially in the top six. And you can point fingers at the Heinens and whatnot, and even the DeBrus, but we like to believe that Miller and Pettersson, and you want to throw a Besser in the mix too, they can get the job done. They can will those other guys to the top. They can be the glue for those around them. And right now, Pettersson, but I would even say more particularly Miller, who again has looked actually worse than Pettersson this season post Calgary shenanigans, where there was a lot going on, right? A lot of good in that game, but at the same time, a lot of bad in Miller. He's got to step up. And you saw the look on his face, right? After the final horn rung, he was not having it. Not having it. And yeah, Michael, I know Miller scored big goal, okay? Made some plays in that Calgary game in the first and in the third, but look at his passing. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk about killing momentum? How about giving the puck to the other team? It's vintage Miller creeping up again, and it's going to slow down. It's going to stop. And for a guy who maybe he definitely was a little nicked up during training camp, for a guy who didn't really see preseason as something that was needed. I was one, taking his side because if he wasn't motivated to play those games, you don't want him playing in those games, A, to get injured, or B, to, find a way to incorporate bad habits. And again, a game that he's not motivated to play in, right? Because we've seen the bad version of JT Miller when the habits aren't there. And right now he's turning over the puck a lot. And that's going to stop. Mother Knucker. Okay, Mother Knucker with a comment saying that he's sad and he had a rally tuna salad. And it didn't work. That's how desperate Mother Knucker is in, and other mother effers right now, okay? Trying to create spells with tuna to turn things around. Relax, guys. 0-1-2. It's 3 games, and to be honest, if you really want to break it down, you can break this down in many ways, okay? Points in 2 of the 3 games, and let's be real. Let's be real. I was thinking about this. Again, moral victories. I'm all over the place, but we're going to end it positively. So if you're going to comment away, please comment some good things, okay? Deepak Chopra inspired programming. Okay, he produced this show. Where am I going with this? I'm going here. The Vancouver Canucks played the Calgary Flames, right? First game of the season. You hear in training camp how tenacious they want to be, how much pride they're going to play with. They go down 4-1 early. Boom, bam. You know the story. They're undefeated. Okay, they embarrass us. The Calgary Flames also went through a lot in the offseason. One left to Johnny Gaudreau. Rest in peace. What a beautiful tribute by Columbus. And real talk, rest in peace to Johnny Gaudreau again. I was thinking a lot about him over the weekend. Spent a lot of time with my family, and just being addicted to hockey right now, it's really that time. And that time is all the time to let people know around you that you love them, okay? For real. Stay in the moment. All in all, Johnny Gaudreau, a big part to a lot of what Calgary's done over the last decade. And look at what happened, right? Look what's happened with their start of their season. I feel as if they're playing for something bigger than them right now. Okay, so the Calgary beat us. They got some things that they're working through, fortunately and unfortunately, but they're getting the job done. They're fighting from within. Look at the Tampa Bay Lightning. Look at what's happened in Florida. Right now, we're talking about life, not hockey. And Tampa playing for a lot, playing for their city, and those are 2 of the teams the Canucks played, right? Early on in the regular season. October hockey is already so odd. And they play 2 teams that have a lot more to play for early on because of factors on the outside. They're putting on superhero-like performances, and rightfully so, because the moment is the moment, and their people have been through it, man, and they deserve great things. Where am I going with this? It's just a game, and we're 0-1-2. 0-1-2. Look at these comments, okay? Keep it going. Let's end out the show on some positivity and some rationality. Look at this. Curtis McConaughey? Bro, Curtis McConaughey? What are you? Matthew McConaughey's cousin? Anyways, Vasilevsky was unreal tonight. He really was. Now, I don't think the Canucks did the most in front of him to make his job extremely difficult, but the Canucks got a lot of good looks from a lot of good players, right? Pettersson, Miller, Garland. Hughes had a lot. Hughes got to find a way to get more of his shots through, but again, those guys had good looks. Niels Höglander, good players. Point back, blank looks, okay? No screen in front of Vasilevsky, but he got the job done and made it look easy. Again, the Canucks lost to a pretty good team today, playing for a lot with a lot of good players, including one of the best players in the modern era. And I'm not talking about Kucherov. That being said, Kucherov is that guy. Man, oh man. Look at this, okay? Nucks fan 77 saying that Tkachuk and Barkov are out for the game versus the Canucks. So I'm expecting an exciting game, aka a Canucks win, right? That would be nice. You know what I miss, guys? You know what I miss? I miss going to bed watching Canucks highlights. Straight up. I'd rather spend my nights watching murder documentaries and serial killer docuseries than watching Canucks highlights in which they lost. You know what I'm saying? That's a miserable, dark, traumatic experience. And right now I'm missing the opposite of that, and that's Canucks highlights in which they win, dude. Now look at this comment from Kevin, and I'm not going to say your last name, okay? Not right now. At least we aren't the Oilers. Hey, they're winless, we're winless, okay? You know what I'm saying? It's the truth. Sticky Nicky. This game could have gone either way. Still room for improvement, but nothing to be ashamed of. Let's hope Pettersson's okay. Okay? I don't want to walk away from this loss after a game in which Pettersson, again, didn't do the most on the stat sheet, didn't get the quote-unquote job done, but, you could see the building blocks there. I know the bar is low right now for Mr. Petey, but hopefully we can walk away with this one with him still playing games, okay? Look at this. Mike, man. The only reason I'm reading this one is because Mike's a G, okay? Mike's helped us out a lot last year, okay? A big member of the Discord, big member of the community, and he's saying that Pettersson has been brutal. I don't even want to. Mike, man. Look at this comment from Doug, okay? You can't beat many teams in the NHL with a 40-minute effort. First period was a joke. You're right. You need 60-minute efforts, and in 3 games, the Canucks have done what? In 180 minutes of hockey, I guess 188 if you add overtime, the Canucks have been good for 60 of those minutes. And that's the truth, and the truth hurts, man. The truth hurts. Canucks, man, haven't won a game. What's a win? Hopefully they get one against Florida. Look at this comment, okay? SK93 saying free Brandstrom. Damn, Noah Juleson, man. Noah Juleson making Vincent Desharnais' day. Because Vinny D is definitely getting back in the lineup after Juleson just looked like Noah Juleson, man. Couldn't build on his performance against the Philadelphia Eagles. Flyers. Again, irrelevant team in my eyes. We lost to them. Where am I going with this? Vinny D back in the lineup to save the day. Not Eric Brandstrom. Unbelievable. Eric Brandstrom. We talked about him earlier. Go check out that episode. Me and Trevor are downright bad right now. Okay. Look at this comment from Elston. Why am I reading this? Because I'm going against my word. I'm looking out for everyone. Okay. Elston's saying that we don't need to baby Pettersson. He's a grown man. He needs to own this 100%, and we need to consider the fact that he ain't that guy. Okay. Do we got the music, man? Do we got it? Okay. Everyone close your eyes. Pettersson will be back. Okay? Don't worry. Don't worry. He's going to be... I got nothing to say. I got nothing to say. Again, his effort was there. You can see the look in his eyes. His feet were moving all game long. You got to build off that. It would have been nice to have him help us get a dub. That wasn't the case, and because of it, again, you're looking at a 50-game stretch where this guy's been boring, ultimately. And some fans have the daggers out, man. They have the daggers out. It is what it is. Welcome to Vancouver. Look at Malcolm saying, we just talked about how we don't need to single him out. Laugh out. Okay, I'm sorry. I know. I went against my word. Why? Because I'm just reading the comments. I don't got a producer here, and I'm emotional. Okay? I'm just Kyle Bound. I'm just a Canucks fan. I'm just 31 and a half years old. I'm just a human being. I'm not perfect. Cito saying that Dak is the missing piece. Same thing last season when he was injured. Whoa. Wow. Wow, dude. Thanks, man. Thanks. Thank you. Rationality. Rationality, okay? The Canucks are actually dealing with a lot, okay? You know, we just talked about Vasilevsky too, right? We're missing our number one goaltender. Dakota Joshua, obviously a big piece. He's gone. I'm not trying to be super empathetic towards what's happening with the Canucks, but those things play a toll. Speaking of which, right? Archer Sheelovs played pretty good today. Was really impressive. Made a lot of really good saves. I also saw a comparison, right? Somebody compared him to Dominic Hasek plus Dan Kluche. And I was like, you know what? You know what? Scary, but also scary good. And I thought he was impressive tonight. Not the perfect third goal against early on in the third period. That could have had a lot to do with Tyler Myers on that play as well. That being said, Myers, man, not the perfect game, but a tough son of a gun. Let's be honest and let's be real. This dude, it looked like he dealt with a catastrophic injury. You could see that he's not perfect yet, but in game 3, he's willing to put his body on the line to play for the blue and green. And, you know, I've not always had Tyler Myers' back. In fact, more often than not, I haven't. But one thing I will always say is that dude is tough. Tough as nails. One of the toughest Canucks, always in the fight, always in the battle, always willing to punch a guy in the face or get punched in the face, and now willing to play game 3 for the blue and green. And I'm not talking about game 3 of the playoffs. I'm talking about game 3 of the regular season. You know what I'm saying? And risk it all for, again, the Canucks. And again, he was a big part of the Tampa Bay third goal. But let's just forget about that, man. Anyway, Sheelovs played well. He did his thing, okay? Positives, right? At least Sheelovs looked good against Tampa Bay. He stopped a lot of talent. Was doing his thing. Definitely a headache for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Without Sheelovs today, this could have been 5-1. This could have been 6-1. This could have been 7-1. But it wasn't. It was 3-1. 4-1? Was it 4-1? It was 4-1. Oh, my God. Okay. Can we get out of here? Okay. My name is Kyle Bound. KYLEBHAWAN. Hit the like button. You know, if this helped you out, helped you sleep at night. That being said, you're not in a position to watch Canucks highlights right now late at night because they just lost the 3rd straight game of the regular season after being great for 22 seconds last year. And for once in the last decade, it seems like they're off to an 0-1-2 start. And some people, man, some people stressing out. And it's understandable because we are all locked on Canucks. I mean, we are all Canucks fans. Peace out.